I'm Tanika Meeks. Welcome to Get Real. Please take a moment to hit the subscribe, like, or follow button on whatever platform you're either listening to the audio or watching the video. Today is going to be a free form. I'm just going to talk to you about some of the challenges that I've had. Today has been a day in my life, and I just need to get some things off my chest. And I apologize up front if some of you feel like, hey, I don't listen to this podcast to listen to this woman talk about how horrible her life is. My life, I try to remind myself at every turn that my life is blessed. Although if a lot of you are like me, you don't always feel like your life is blessed. My life is going through a season of frustration. Frustration is a emotion I'm very familiar with, because even on my best day, there's some level of frustration in my life, and I've never understood that. My life, I don't care how good a day I'm having, there is something that always seems to frustrate me. I am always in some shape, form, or fashion frustrated, and I've never understood why. I mean, honestly, today should be a good day for me. I honestly should be on cloud 9 today, but I'm not. I'm frustrated and I'm angry, and I keep reminding myself that, Tanika, your life is blessed. Tanika, don't let the little things in your life steal your joy. But some days you don't want to hear that shit. Some days you don't want that. You don't want to hear people be like, you're blessed, keep your head up, Some days you just want to wallow in your sorrows. Some days you just want to be like, fuck it, I'm just having a day and it just is what it is. And today is that day for me. Today I am so damn frustrated. I don't know what to do with myself. I got laid off in September of 2020. For a lot of you who keep up regularly with the podcast, I have been actively looking for work. And today, by the grace of God, I actually received an offer. But it was a lowball offer. For someone with my years of experience, they lowballed me. And I was just like, wow. A part of me was like, Tanika, you should just be happy. Some money is better than no money. And then a part of me is like, just like WTF. Like, these people really came at me with this lowball offer. And I was just like, wow. And even a part of me now is just like, you know what? You're going back to work. You got an offer of employment. Don't sit here and let the money make you feel a certain type of way about the job. God has blessed you with being able to find employment. Accept it as the blessing it is, and it is a blessing, but the money part of it irks me. Again, that's for that level of frustration. And then on top of that, the day I'm already having, my son texts me. He got a car at the beginning of February. He was in a wreck today, basically totaled out his car. So he's back at square one, and I'm just like, okay, this is turning into a day. So his car will probably be totaled out. He will not have transportation. I don't know if he's going to need me to take him back and forth to work, or if he can find one of his little friends to do it. But with me going back to work myself, I won't even be available to do it. And then, like, this week it's just been a week. For those of you, this is not public knowledge, but Stefan Fears, who is my co-host for the Get Real Dating series, he had a non-invasive surgery on Monday. He's doing fine. He's definitely recovering. He's my brother, for those of you who may or may not know. So I've been working with him all week. I took him to his outpatient surgery on Monday. And normally I try to be productive. I try to be productive as possible, even though I have not been working. If I'm not working on material for Get Real, I am working on building up my online radio station exposure. And so normally between those two endeavors, I can normally keep pretty busy here at home. And then this week I have not been able to focus. I have not just been able to get things done, and that has frustrated me. It's like, why are you not being able to focus on the things you need to focus on? Why is your head here, there, and everywhere? And then another frustration that happened to me this week. One of my friends, if you've ever listened to the episode Why You Lying, Craig, my friend whom I was talking about in that episode, me and him had kind of lost touch, but he's kind of reached back out. Our friendship didn't end on bad terms. It really didn't. We just drifted apart. He went his way, I went mine, and that's normal. That's life. You don't always end the journey with the people you start out the journey with. So, our friendship did not end on bad terms. We just basically drifted apart. But he has kind of in his own ways started trying to come back into my life gradually. Like he didn't just, jump back in like, hey, here I am. It's been this gradual, hey, how you doing? A text here, a message there. But we got into a conversation yesterday about our friendship. And he kind of really made the comment that he felt like when he tried to talk to me about our friendship, that I would go off on him and start yelling at him. And the whole thing kind of took me by surprise because, one, I clearly remember the conversations that me and him were having before we stopped talking, and none of them were about me. And then two, I'm thinking to myself, I am not invested enough in another person. And if you listen to the Get Real podcast, you will hear me say this a lot. If I'm not invested in something, you will get little to no reaction out of me. That's really kind of how I deal with things. I'm not going to get angry over things that I don't feel there's a need to get angry about. I'm not going to hoop and holler about things I don't feel there's a need to hoop and holler about. I have to be invested in something before you will get a reaction out of me about it. And so I'm sitting there thinking, at no point was yes, he was my friend, of course, but I was not invested enough in what he had going on that if he would have brought a problem to me as a friend, that we wouldn't have been able to discuss it. I wouldn't just be like, oh, no, you lying. I'm not that type of person. Da, 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 da. I'm thinking to myself, that's not who I am. I know that's not who I am. But at the same time, he was telling me that was his perception of what happened. And it made me extremely, A, frustrated. And then B, it just made me extremely sad. Because I'm thinking to myself, I always thought we had a good friendship. And now to hear him say that he thought that I was not being a good friend, it bothered me. It bothered me to the point where, I had a moment to where I started crying. Not just out of the frustration and the sadness out of it. Like, wow, here I am thinking we have this great friendship. And that was my perception of the situation. But that wasn't your perception of the situation. And that's truly sad. That to me is truly sad that A, as a friend, you didn't bring that to me and you allowed the situation to go on for as long as it did. And then B, if we were such great friends, why didn't we both fight harder for the friendship? And so the whole thing, again, was very, very sad to me. And that's really been kind of my week. And let me not forget, I have a nail in my tire. So as of Monday, I have to go get a new tire for my car. And I am just like, wow. I'm like, is this really where my life is? And I'm trying to be positive, and I'm trying not to let my frustration get to me. But today it was like, I can't do this shit. I honestly cannot do it. And I always try to tell myself when, my life starts to feel a certain type of way, Tamika, don't let it get you. Life gets hard. Don't let it get you down. Stay positive. Your life is very blessed. And my life is very blessed. I don't want anyone to ever think my life isn't. My life is very blessed. But even with your life being very blessed, it doesn't mean frustration doesn't set in. It doesn't mean the negativity doesn't set in. It doesn't mean you don't have bad days. It doesn't mean you don't have days where you just be like, fuck it, I'm tired of this shit. Like, I can't do this anymore. And that's the day I'm having today. And that's what you guys are hearing. Today, you're hearing my frustration. It is just like, wow. Like, this has been a damn day. I'm like, oh, I got a job offer. Thank you, Jesus, I'm going back to work. They lowballed me. I'm like, are you flipping serious? Then go to leave, nail in my tire. Then go out to eat. My brother, Stephon, took me out to eat, kind of to celebrate my job offer. Son texts me, oh, by the way, Mom, I done wrecked my car. I'm like, sometimes you just got to laugh to keep from crying. And that's where I am. And a part of me was like, I wanted to share this because sometimes we look at other people's lives, especially on YouTube and social media, and you get the highlights of somebody's life. Very rarely do you get those low lights of somebody's life. And right now, my life is not at a low point. I'm emotionally at a low point. And I am frustrated beyond fucking belief. And I am just angry. And I am just like, I can't do this today. I can't do this with my life today. And I'm showing you these videos and I'm putting this out there because life gets hard for everybody. And I don't want people to think, oh, well, Tanika's always, on that kumbaya. She's always on some positivity shit. This is called Get Real because Tanika has a real fucking life. Tanika has real fucking problems. And I don't want you ever to think that I'm out here just telling y'all what y'all want to hear. I'm going through shit just like y'all going through shit. This is called Get Real for a reason. I picked that name out because, I don't want to bullshit people about what's going on in this world. And you will not get that from me. Right now, you are getting me at a point where I feel like fucking screaming. I'm not even going to lie. I would love right now to just be like, just open my mouth and just let all this frustration out. Because that's how I feel right now. I am like, this is some bullshit. But life gets hard for everybody. And I don't want people to ever think that I'm trying to bullshit y'all with what I say. My life is just as hard as y'all's. And you know what? You're never going to get the highlights of Tanika's life. That's just, when I talk, you're going to get me. It's called Get Real. And my life is real because I don't have time to be fake. And I don't want to be fake. I'm going through shit right now. I am having a moment. I am just so frustrated right now. I do not know what to do. And honestly, I should be happy right now. I should be, basking in that glow that I'm going back to work. But at the same time, I'm like, how these MFs really gonna do me like this? So y'all want all my years of experience and talent, but y'all want to throw me crumbs and y'all think I'm gonna sit there? Oh, no, boo-boo, trust and believe. Even though I'm going back to work, I will be looking for another job. That's not going to stop. And somebody is going to pay me what I'm worth, whether y'all choose to do it or not. That's irrelevant to me. I will start working for y'all, but trust, I'm going to be looking for me another job after that. And I'm just like, I really hoped, my hope with this offer was they would give me a good enough offer to where I didn't have to look for a job, to where I could just start working for them and my life would kind of start to move back in the right direction. But that didn't happen. And I'm just trying to tell myself, it's okay. Sometimes instead of making one move, you got to make two. And that's life. And that life gets hard and it's unpredictable. And I don't have time to fake it. Today, I don't have time to fake with y'all that I'm happy, because I'm not. I don't have time to put on a happy face. I don't have time to sit and try to pretend like my life is good. I am blessed. I am very grateful to have a roof over my head, food in my mouth. I still have a car to drive, although one of my tires is flat. Sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying. And that really is where my life is today. And for those of you who are true fans of Get Real, who every week you go out there to listen to my videos, that you do keep up with me, I definitely appreciate it. When I say I love you guys at the end, I do. For those of you who are true diehard Get fans, and you go out there, when my new videos post, you go ahead and listen to them. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And, I'm sharing with you my life. I said that was the whole point when I started Get Real, to share my life with you guys. And unfortunately, sometimes life is up, sometimes life is down. And these last 6 months for me have been a challenge. Actually, these last 8 months have been a struggle and a true challenge for me. But the good thing about it is struggling creates character. It creates resilience. It creates persistence. And it creates a drive to do better, to be better. And it also, I think, creates that feeling that better days are ahead. And while today I'm frustrated, that's today. A lot of times what I have to tell myself is sunrise, sunset. When the sun sets, that's the end of today. When the sun rises, it's a whole nother day to do better. a whole nother day to get it right, a whole nother day to move forward, a whole nother day to look for another job. So I try to, even in the midst of feeling down, I try to keep it level, give myself today to feel the way I feel, but tomorrow I got things to do. Tomorrow I got to shake this week off and I have to do better. I have to get back focused. I have to get back working on Get Real. I have to get back working on exposure, because if I don't do those things, nobody is going to do those things. Those are my babies, and nobody's going to take care of my kids for me. So wanted to have a raw moment with you guys. Wanted to have an honest moment with you guys, and I wanted you to know that this is not me faking it. That this is not fake Tanika. This is Tanika having a moment right here. But you know what? You guys are like fam to me, and I'm sharing this with you, and I want you to know that you're not the only one struggling. You're not the only one going through things. You're not the only one going in and out of depressions. You're not the only one who deal with depression. I'm a human being. I'm actually prone to depression myself. I try to keep it, as I say, I don't let it get too bad. When I find myself slipping into those depressions, I do give myself those pep talks. I do combat that negativity with trying to tell myself positive things. Life is never all bad. Life is never all good. But you got to learn to try to keep that balance. And when I find myself falling into depression, slipping into depressions, I try to combat those negative thoughts with positive things. I'm a person, and at the end of the day, this is what you get. Like you get me just having a moment, and this is an honest moment, and I'm having a day, and this has been a week, and will be very grateful when this week is over, because this week has sucked ass, and I want it to be over because it has just been a lot. But you guys are my fans, and you're my family, and if I'm gonna share anything with anybody, it's going to be with you guys. Because you deserve to see the real Tanika. You deserve, for me, if I'm gonna get real with anybody, then I'm gonna get real with you guys. So I'm Tanika Meeks. This is the Get Real Vodcast. New episodes will be posted every Saturday. If you like the videos or the podcast, please tell another person about them. Word of mouth is still the best form of advertising. Please take a moment to go on Facebook and like the Get Real Facebook fan page. I post all updates as far as Get Real or exposure to the Facebook fan page. It is your way to talk to me, my way to talk to you guys. And if you have something to say, you want to share with me how your life is going, hey, put it on the Get Real Facebook fan page. I'm not opposed to people posting how they feel or asking for prayer requests or, just telling me what's going on with y'all. This is a two-way street. This is a relationship. Hey, share your life with me just like I share my life with you guys. To me, Get Real is a community, and hopefully our community will continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that we can all uplift each other when we start to get down. But I wanted to share that with you guys. It's called Get Real, and today my life got real. So until I talk to you guys next week, love you guys.